Good day, creators. Today, I want to discuss manifestation. You know, we hear a lot about this stuff nowadays. Everybody's talking about manifestation. It's everywhere, right? There's all kinds of videos on it. And that's because the word man means manifestation. You are a manifestation of the Spirit of the living God. That's what you are, okay? So everything you do is a manifestation, whether you realize it or not. You're a manifestation station. You speak things into existence. You work with your hands and create things, right? You feel things, you imagine things, and then they become made manifest. So all you do is manifest, whether you realize it or not. The real problem, the real point, is to manifest what you want and to manifest things for your highest self, your highest good. Okay, and this has to do with your chakras. The chakras are the 7 eyes of God the Bible speaks about. You have 7 eyes, basically wheels, and each of these are regulators of certain frequencies. For example, your heart chakra regulates your feelings of love or relating to things, right? Your throat regulates your ability to communicate and express yourself, and that includes your internal expression. Your crown chakra is your knowing. This is the things that you know, or your law of assumption. So all the laws of manifestation are actually moved through your chakras, whether you realize it or not. That's why your first one is I am, the root chakra, right? You say you are a thing. I am strength. I am wealth. I am prosperity. Whatever you're claiming, right? Then the next one is the sacral. I feel. Well, how do you feel about that? Imagine the feeling of the wish fulfilled, right? You got to imagine what that would feel like. That creates the vibration, the frequency. And then the law of attraction takes place based on that sacral chakra frequency. Then your solar plexus, that's I do. So do you do the things that support that kind of activity? Or do you do things that doesn't support what you're saying that you are? Your heart chakra, I love. You better love what you say you are. So if you say I am wealth, you better love wealth. You better love wealthy people. Because if you say I am wealth and you get up here and you say you hate rich people, well, guess what? The universe is going to make sure that you don't get no money. You have to move through all the chakras. You can't speak against what you say that I am. If you speak against it, of course, it's not going to happen. This includes your internal speech. Third eye, you have to see it, which includes creating vision, and it also includes looking at things in their proper light. You can't say I am health and then get up here in your third eye chakra and you'd be looking at people like, oh, they're sick. Well, guess what? You're not seeing health. You'll never know it. Okay? This is the 7th day of creation, the 7th eye, if you will. And I think this is important because everybody's trying to manifest. Everybody's learning about manifestation. They're all, everybody's getting into this stuff. Because, of course, you are a man, so you manifest. That's all you do. So you need to have your chakras in alignment, your eyes in alignment in order to do this. You have to be vibrating at the proper frequency. And I have a Reiki clinic, and I see all kinds of people coming in with blocked crowns and blocked grounds. Well, if you're not grounded, you can't move power. Power comes from ground, so your power doesn't flow properly. And if your crown's blocked, then you're never going to know anything. And a lot of pharmaceutical drugs and whatnot that are out there, they block your crown chakra. So we're in a time of healing. That's what's going on. That's why I closed down my construction company and I started a Reiki clinic. Because this is what the world needs. It doesn't need another house. It doesn't matter what kind of house you live in if you can't manage your energy centers, right? And so people are in the time of healing. And this is why all these other things are taking a back seat in life right now. No matter what you're trying to do, you're getting blocked. Things aren't happening. It's because you need to heal. That's what's on the table. A lot of the people I see come in my clinic have depression, anxiety. Right. Well, depression is deep resting. That's what it means. You are a creator. You're supposed to create things. You're supposed to use your creativity. If you don't use your creativity, you go into deep rest or depressed. Well, if any of your chakras are out of alignment or blocked, you won't be able to manifest. You won't be able to live your best life. You won't be able to flow your energy. You know, as they say on the street, your hustle and flow. Your hustle and flow will be messed up. So you need to get yourself in alignment. And if you can't do this, then you need to go to a Reiki practitioner and have your chakras balanced and aligned, minimal. I do that for $25. I line up people's chakras and remove all their energy and open any blocked chakras. I did it that way because it's reasonably priced and anybody can afford to do that. And I even offer free Reiki on Wednesdays for people who can't even afford the $25. Because without this, we're not going to be able to do anything. Okay? We're not going to be able to manifest the proper world that we want. We're not going to be able to bring forth the new era of understanding and peace and healing without our chakras being in alignment, without our eyes, the 7 eyes of God being open. Okay? This is like paramount. And another thing, we need to use our tape measure correctly. Okay, you hold the tape measure. It says with what measure you measure, it is measured back to you. What that means is how you see a thing, how you hear a thing, and what you say about that thing is your tape measure. That is what gets measured back to you. So it doesn't matter what happens to you. If you see it in a bad way, and you hear it in a bad way, and you look at it and speak of it in a bad way, well then you're going to get bad from it. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what it is. That's why the news is so negative. That's why the news is constantly giving you negative things to think about, so you can hear it negatively, so you can measure everything negatively. Okay? I was a master carpenter in my former trade, and I've learned if your tape measure isn't working right, then whatever you manifest with that tape measure is not going to be right, because your tape measure wasn't right. So your tape measure is how you hear, how you see, and what you say. This is the spiritual tape measure that gets measured back to you. And just like out on a job site, if your tape measure's off, it doesn't matter. Everything you build is going to be crooked. Everything you manifest is not going to be right, because your measuring rule wasn't right. So to me, the most important thing is to get your tape measure right, to get your chakras in alignment, to understand the nature of reality and how this world really works. You're creating your reality, whether you realize it or not. It doesn't matter if you believe this or not. It's happening to you anyway. It is how you see, how you hear, what you say. These are the most important things that you're ever going to deal with. Everything else is just a result of those things. And that's why the character Christ in the Bible said, be careful how you see. Be careful how you hear. Careful what you say. He didn't say be careful what you're looking at. He said be careful how you see it. Because the how is the tape measure. And you go into any spiritual teachings and they talk about the law of vibration, law of attraction. It's all part of the same process. Your crown chakra is the law of assumption. I know it's going to happen, right? Your sacral chakra is the law of attraction. You feel a certain way, you vibrate at a certain frequency, and then you attract that frequency. So it's not just one or the other or this or that. It's the whole, it's all 7 chakras, the 7 eyes of God. And if you use your tape measure correctly, okay, then you'll get the response that you want from the universe. Your chakras are your regulators for each of the types of frequencies that come in. You're a spirit having a human experience. That human experience is experienced through the 7 chakras. This is how you experience the reality. Okay, so each one regulates a type of frequency. This regulates your feelings. This regulates your love and the relation. This regulates your expression. This regulates your sight. And I'm not talking about your regular eyes. I'm talking about your third eye. That's why the Bible says, if the eye be single, the body be full of light. It's talking about the single eye, the third eye, the pineal gland. So if we don't get our chakras in alignment, we don't get our eyes open, then we can't see. And if we can't see, we're never going to know. But furthermore, the tape measure is just as important, because it's how you're measuring everything that's coming back to you in the way that you measure it. I don't care what happens to you. I don't care if a family member dies in a car wreck. If you view it as a bad thing, then you're going to gain bad experiences from it. If you say it was a good thing, now they've ascended. When somebody dies, they just ascend back to the spirit realm. Okay, you're called a descendant because you descended down from spirit into the flesh, into the density of the 3D. So when somebody dies in the flesh, it should be a celebration. It should be a celebration of their ascension. Instead, people are mourning. Oh. Well, guess what? Now that's going to be what you gain from it. Okay? That's why the Bible also says, give joy for mourning. Why should you be mournful? The person's not suffering in the 3D anymore, are they? Their problems here are all over with. So why are you sad? You know, it's how you look at a thing that determines what comes forth from it. And this is like everything in your life. And I think that this is an important message. This is why I made the video. I'm trying to get this information out. Because you can't change your life if you don't change the way you see things. That's and how you speak about them, and all of it. Everything that I mentioned. That's all. Thank you.